Live from the Rant Radio Network studios, it's the SportsCast with your host, the sports guru and Bud Knocker. Call the show at 855-969-RANT. That's 855-969-7268. Follow the show on Twitter at SportsCast_THN. That's SportsCast_THN. It's the SportsCast on the Rant Radio Network.
What's up, everybody? Back on the SportsCast, Wednesdays, 12 to 1:30, rantradionetwork.com. I am here by my lonesome self, the guru in the house, controlling everything down here in the SportsCast. Bud Knocker is on vacation today. A much-needed vacation for the man. Just had his daughter married over the weekend. And, yeah, it was quite a sight. Got pretty ham-hammered there. It was good times. Had a couple good speeches, but Knocker is not in this week. He'll be back next week. He sends his regards. He might be making a phone call in. But if you guys want to call the show, 855-969-7268 is the number. You can also tweet us at sportscast_THN. You guys can chime in all day. I'll need all your help. As again, I'll be by myself. We have a couple great callers, though, calling in today. Got a big jam-packed show. Got Arvin in there. I'll let Arvin actually talk a little more today just because we don't have Bud Knocker. Not that that's a good thing at all, but you got to have someone to chime in there, too.
I'm sorry, so I win by default?
Yeah, you win by default. That's how it works out here. I know. It's not very good for you, Arvin, that you're a winner by default here.
All I'm going to say is any monkey could do this job, but I was here first.
Really, Arvin? Well,
you are one pathetic loser.
That's right. Arvin, you're over there with your tampon mic, with your pink tampon mic over there.
Hey, just don't ask me where my hands are.
Oh, Russ?
I know, exactly. Oh, Russell Wilson down there. But we're going to get into big stuff today, guys. NFL has just been amazing. Last weekend, just so many ups and downs. So many teams that, had playoff hopes, aspirations are now 0-3. Hence the Giants, which we're going to have EJ Christian coming in just a little bit. We're going to go over my power rankings, which released last night, and we do every week over at thenewsportsguru.com. Get a lot of hate, usually for my power rankings, usually Denver and Seattle fans. Denver loves me. Seattle hates me right now. But the Chiefs fans are very happy. Put them up in my top 10, and a couple other surprises as well. So me and EJ Christian will cover that today. We'll also get into a lot of news and notes, some things as far as Aldon Smith. We had an injury with the Lions as well, a freak injury, and a couple boneheads. Pac-Man, again, arrested. I just don't get it with these guys. DUIs, marijuana arrests. What are you guys doing? Just take a taxi home, and I'll go on my little rant later at the end of the show today. But we'll also get in the house Nick Hamilton, L.A., great guy. We've had him on the show before. Covers a lot of L.A. sports. He's going to be on. We're going to talk about MLB playoffs. The Pirates are in. The Reds are in. The Cardinals are in. The Dodgers are in. And the Dodgers are also peeing in pools over there in Arizona Diamondbacks. Took a little swim, and they also left a little surprise for him as well. So we'll get into that. And Sports Trade X, as usual, big sponsors of the show, sportstradex.com. Again, guys, great fantasy, daily fantasy site for MLB, NFL. They do golf. Once basketball and hockey starts up, they'll have that as well. It's great for you guys out there that just can't handle your daily fantasy leagues. That go 16 weeks. It's hard to track teams, free agents, do all that stuff. So if you want to play on a night that the wife's gone, the children are gone, go to sportstradex.com, guys. Enter SportsCast 25 again. SportsCast 25. You get a free bonus, $25 when you guys sign up. Easy money. Start winning. Bud Knocker kills it on there. I don't know how he does it. The guy doesn't know anything about sports, but yet again, he wins in fantasy all the time. But we're going to get into some more stuff as well. Wild World of Sports. We got couple great YouTube videos. Arvin, what'd you say? We got two winners today on the Wild World of Sports videos.
They're good.
They're good?
They're good.
They're worth the wait, right?
Absolutely.
They're worth the wait? Okay. We got a couple of drunk bros decide to do a couple pranks with a golf tee. We've seen this before. Arvin, we've seen it kind of in movies done, maybe in TV shows where, hey, let's put the golf tee in my mouth and have my buddy swing a ball and hits. And it usually works out in the movies.
Yeah, but that movie usually has Jackass in the title.
Yes! It usually does, right? I swear it has Jackass in the title of it. So we'll get into some Wild World of Sports, and we also have some arm wrestling, freak arm wrestling accident, which is going to get into, so that'll be good. We'll talk some NCAA top 10, some more, whatever you guys want to talk about. So give me a call as well, 855-969-7268 is the number. Gonna get some NFL. Arvin, hit me with that NFL song. Let's bring it in here. We got some NFL going off, going crazy. Some big teams last week, winning some big games. My Cowboys up 2-1. We won't start ranting and raving yet. Let's go. Blast it out there for me, Arvin. That's right, baby. Almost there. I love it. We got 4 nights of football during the week. It's just fantastic. So you think the work week's going by? It's only Tuesday or Wednesday. You get the SportsCast on Wednesday. Football tomorrow night already. Going to have a great game as well. Who do we got in the schedule for tomorrow? We got San Francisco, St. Louis. 2 surprise teams. So we'll get into that as well, though. Cowboys. What can I say? Showed up. Everyone doubts them. The Romo jersey. I might have to buy a new Romo jersey now. I think that's what I got to do. You are going to hate me, but I think I got to do it. Guy was on fire last week. Also, the Chiefs, another big game. What's going on with the Giants? Are the Jets for real? And who is the best team in the NFL? The Seahawks, the Broncos. We'll break it down in just a second. All right, Arvin, go ahead and cut it for me. Again, I put on my power rankings last night. Some big teams going down early in the season, already 0-3, and you thought 0-2 was bad. You try digging yourself a hole with 0-2. Go 0-3. See what your chances are of making the NFL playoffs. Not very good. Okay, a couple teams have done it in the past, but especially for the New York Football Giants. We're going to get into this a little bit as soon as EJ hops on the line here because he is a big Giants fan, which is going to be great. We're going to get his take. He is on the East Coast, so he's got a little East Coast bias as well. And these Giants, you look at Tom Coughlin, they have so much talent on this team. Eli gets all the praise. But you look at this Manning brothers, and I just watched that thing. I'm sure most of you guys caught it on ESPN. Great, I guess you say documentary on the Mannings, the Manning family, and how they grew up. And you just look at Peyton, 1 ring, Eli with 2 rings. There's always been the question, who's better quarterback? In my mind, there's not even a question of who it is. Peyton Manning, watched him these first 3 games, coming back from a neck injury. The guy is just a scientist. He just picks defenses apart, and he made them look silly. He made the Raiders aren't very good, but absolutely picked them apart. Giants was just an embarrassment over there in New York, and then dismantles the Super Bowl champs in a revenge game. And you look at Eli here. I'm not even sure how many interceptions he has off the bat here, but I'm getting it's almost into the double digits. And this Giants team, you look at this NFC East right now, you got the 0-3 Giants, the 0-3 Redskins, the 1-2 Philadelphia Eagles, and the 2-1 Cowboys. Yeah, that's right, Cowboys. Arvin. Now, Arvin, what's your favorite team? Let everyone know, because we do have football here. What's your favorite team, Arvin? Who are you rooting for?
I'd rather not say because they lost. They lost in a pathetic way this weekend.
And who was it? Go ahead and just let everyone know.
The Chargers.
The Chargers.
You are one pathetic loser.
You really are. Really, the Chargers.
I like Mark Sanchez.
No, you don't like Sanchez. But you know what? Surprisingly, the Chargers have been in every game. They could be 2-1 right now. They shouldn't have lost to the Texans. I don't know how you blow that lead to the Texans on Monday night. And Phillip Rivers having to bounce back year so far. Antonio Gates looks a little healthier. They've had a couple injuries on the receiving core, but I kind of like the direction the Chargers are headed in right now with the new coach. Would you say, Arvin, you like how your team's looking? I mean, maybe not in the short term, but what about in the long term here?
They're going to go all the way.
They're going all the way to the Super Bowl. You've heard it right here.
They're going all the way to Disneyland.
God,
I don't know about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're smoking something in there. Your hands out of there. What are you doing? God, this is what Arvin's doing right now. That's what he's doing. My God. Oh, man. All right, coming in on Twitter here. EJ, I'm going to be on just a second here. Going to talk into my power rankings. We got Twitter again blowing up as usual. I appreciate it, guys. Help me out on the show. SportsCast_THN. We will read your tweets live. Comes here from at the One Proto. What the fuck is up with my Niners? They're not beating the Rams this week. It's science. Going to be 1-3. Wow. San Francisco fans, showing a little bit of discouragement with their team there. Colin Kaepernick did look absolutely putrid the last 2 weeks. I don't know if it's a normal sophomore jinx. The defense, was supposedly going to be the tops in the league. They look maybe a little old. Maybe a little rust on them as well. And, maybe you got a book on the Niners now. Maybe you do. Maybe we got a book on the Niners. We'll see. So let's bring in our first caller here again. Got got him on the line. Line 1 or 2 here, Arvin? Line 1? Okay. All right, we got EJ Christian on the line with us. What's going on, buddy?
Hey.
What is up, my man? Are you depressed?
Up, my brother?
Are you depressed right now?
Yeah. Well, what's so funny, I actually had a guy go 0-2 before the year started.
Okay.
But 0-3 and the way they've been playing, come on, man.
It's bad. EJ, it's bad. I mean, we just got into the NFC East just a second ago. 0-3, I put out, my power rankings this week. Again, we got EJ Christian. You can follow him on Twitter at EJChristian7. Founder, creator of theopinionnation.com. Puts out some great stuff there as well. Has his own talk show, so we'll let him plug that at the end. But guy knows his stuff. East Coast bias. He is a Giants fan, guys, so don't hate him. Okay, don't hate him, and he is a Miami Heat fan, so you can send all the hate mail again to EJ Christian7. Okay.
I take all mail, and I'll treat you all fairly, no matter what.
We'll get into your Giants real quick before we get in the power rankings, because they are a big story going into this week 4 here. The title of my power rankings this week was, it's panic time. Last week was do or die week. Now it's panic time.
Absolutely. It's absolutely panic time at this point. I mean, I think the worst part, too, about last week's loss with Carolina is, if you remember, Tom Coughlin's brother died about 4 days before the game on Sunday. So you figure, at the very least, that this team will at least show up and play hard for their coach. And go figure, they gave him his worst loss in his tenure as a Giant head coach. I mean, that's something you can even fathom, considering the coincidence that happened the entire week. It's something that I'm not used to seeing this because, it's one thing the Giants to play bad in stretches and to play inconsistent, but to see them play defensively bad, and most importantly, in my opinion, because they've had, in my opinion, the last 10 years, a top 5 offensive line in the league, and they have been atrocious. Not bad, they're atrocious in the trenches right now. It's very sad to watch, but the good thing is the NFC East is still very, very, it's winnable. If your Cowboys does not take control of this division now, I mean, I don't know what to tell you at this point. It's all set for the Cowboys to win this division.
Yeah, I totally agree. If the Cowboys don't take the division this year, I mean, you really have there's nothing you could say about it. If you're a Cowboys, there's no excuses this year, especially with 2 0-3 teams in your division. Philly, yeah, they got the one win, but their defense is absolutely. I mean, talk about your defense being bad. The Philly's just as bad as yours, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for them as well. Do you think it's a Tom Coughlin issue here? I mean, let's just say, okay, the Giants, maybe they'll right the ship a little bit. They'll finish maybe 8-8 here. Is it time for Tom Coughlin to move on? Has the team just had enough? When a coach overstays his welcome a little bit, or you just hear the same voice, it gets old. You need maybe get some fresh blood in there. Maybe a younger coach.
I mean, I don't want to jump that gun just yet. I mean,
okay.
It's so easy to just say, we're playing bad. Oh, look at the coach.
Right.
Maybe these players just don't fit. Maybe the pieces aren't right. You remember, too, you get a lot of players. You have a rookie offensive lineman in there. You have 2 guys who are aging and hurt, and another guy who was just not playing well. So, I mean, it's easy to blame the coach, but players got to play well. You guys have to stop throwing picks. That's not coaching. That's performance. It's too easy to blame Coughlin. There is some of that. Obviously, he's been there, almost 10 years, and obviously you have to consider the fact that maybe these guys don't, maybe tune them out. But I'm not ready to just jump on Coughlin this year. Coughlin has done too much for this franchise. I mean, since Coughlin's been here, we've only had one with a record once, and that was the first year he was here. Since then, we've been a very relevant team in that division, and obviously won 2 Super Bowls. So, I mean, I'm not really, he just messed with down in my eyes, and I'm not ready to jump back on with him just yet. Okay,
I mean, because me and you, we battle back and forth. You've been on my show, I've been on your show before about how good Eli is. This is really bad. This is one of the worst, seasons I think I've ever seen. A start to a season, obviously, for Eli I've ever seen. Do you think it's a communication thing with the receivers? Do you think it's a lack of running game? Not having confidence in David Wilson, not having that go-to running back to open up the passing game? Because to me, it just looks like he's just rattled back there, and it's almost like he doesn't have that calmness that Peyton has to really, calm the team down, get them moving. It's almost like he's panicking this year.
It goes as I was saying before. It doesn't matter who you are, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. If you don't have the offensive line, it doesn't matter. You're going to get rattled, And Eli Manning for years has looked sharp for the most part. I mean, he obviously presses a lot more. He's a lot more of a gunslinger than probably his brother is, But he's still more successful than not. This year you don't have a running game, obviously, to depend on. That's been trash.
Yeah.
Your offensive lineman, that you've always been able to hang your hat on every year, the entire career has looked god awful. So when you have that going on, I mean, what else are you can do? I mean, he's going to press, obviously. So Eli will get some blame here, but he's definitely not the entire. It's definitely not all on Eli Manning or Tom Coughlin. It's a combination of many errors that are now going on in New York, and it's something they have to fix now.
Okay, yeah, it definitely. And they got a hard game coming up this week. Who they got on the schedule? They got to go to Kansas City, one of the hardest stadiums to go and play in. A surprise team in itself. Talk about two teams. Talk about two teams. Can you hear me? You there, EJ? You lost him? EJ, you with me, buddy? All right, we'll try and get him to call back. Back here real quick. I'm going to go hang up on him. He'll call right back, Arvin. So, all right, but what are you saying here, guys, about Eli? And it's completely true. I think the lack of running game here with the Giants, I think, is what is ultimately, taking them down. And I think that, with David Wilson, and if you're a quarterback, whether, like you said, you're Brady, you're Manning, you're Breeze, you don't have a running game or an outlet to keep that defense somewhat, on their heels. They're going to come at you full blast. All right, we got EJ back on. All right, line one. All right, EJ. I don't think we got him. EJ,
Hello.
EJ, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, buddy. Thanks. All right, got it back on. All right. We're going to break down the power rankings right now. All right. So, Arvin, go ahead and hit me up with a little background here. Let's break it down real quick. Break it down big style. Power rankings.
I'm going to shake your ass, too.
Now, I just want to let you know that your Giants right now are already ranked number 24. They've been dropping.
That's pretty good.
They've been dropping.
I got 28.
You got 28? Okay, so honest man. See, guys, he's an honest man. He's a fan, but yet again, he's an honest fan. He's a good one. All right, here we go. Number 10 in my power rankings this season. It's quite a surprise team they've been, but I like them. They've got a solid team. Let's bring it in.
Number 10.
A number 10 team coming in this week's power rankings is going to be the Green Bay Packers. They've had a letdown so far in this last week. I don't know how they lost that game to Cincy. Obviously, the fumble at the end hurt. That was my big pick last week to win. They were the -2.5 spread. I thought they'd go in there and just shellac the Cincinnati Bengals. I know the Bengals defense is good, and it's looking like it's a top 5 defense this year, but I did think the Packers would go in there. The Jermichael Finley injury does hurt them because I think he was having a little bit of a bounce back year. But they get the Lions. They get think things over in this bye week here with the Lions coming up in week 5. EJ, what are your thoughts on the Packers? 1-2 so far to start the year, but they started slow last year.
They're actually my number 10 for me also.
Okay.
I'm not concerned. They've played well. Even the loss of San Francisco and this, of course, Cincy, they've played very well. And I think in the bigger picture, it'll be fine. I mean, the big question will be whether, once you see Chicago and Green Bay play each other twice later in the year, we'll find out who's the best team in that division. They got a running game now, which is good. That's good news. And they should have beaten Cincy. So I wouldn't be necessarily too concerned about that loss. I still think overall, though, I'm still not sold on them overall beating Seattle or San Francisco.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think I love Eddie Lacy. I think he'll come back here after that, concussion. I don't think Franklin is the answer, but I think the ultimate thing that's going to kill this team is that lack of running game, and it seems to be their Achilles heel the last couple of years. Yeah, they turned it on that Super Bowl year in the playoffs, which starts, that one time, but can they come back and rehash that magic once again? I don't know.
They look better the last couple of weeks, which is good. I mean, that game started well off yesterday. Last week, too, against the Redskins, and they look better. They have to continue to show progress going forward into the year. Remember, it doesn't matter how great quarterback you can be Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. In January, you better have balance.
Yeah. Okay, couldn't agree more. Balance wins Super Bowls. All right, let's get into my
number 9.
Number 9 team coming in week 4 power rankings here with EJ Christian from the Opinion Nation. Guys, you want to chime in, tweet us, SportsCast_THN. Give your opinions if you agree, disagree. Also, you can call the show 855-969-7268. All right, my number 9 team here, surprise, jumped up 5 spots this week in my power rankings. Impressive win. This team showed a lot, went into a hostile environment in San Francisco, shocked the world, took away my eliminator pick. I picked the 49ers to bounce back big in this game. This was my surprise game of the week, and I thought Andrew Luck was going to absolutely get killed. I thought he'd have his worst game of the season. Yeah, I know they got Trent Richardson in the middle of the week, but I didn't think he'd really acclimate that well. Got a touchdown in the first game. This team's for real. You got that power running backs in Richardson and Ahmad Bradshaw. I love the receiving core with T.J. Hilton over there and Reggie Wayne. I think the Colts are for real this year. I think they're 2-1. They jump up 5 spots to my number 9. What do you think about the Colts?
You copied my notes or something. I had number 9 also on my list. Number 9 the Colts. No, I'm serious. And the thing is, a combination of that plus the fact that Houston does not look impressive at all.
Yes.
We all thought Houston won the division.
Yep.
Let's be real. Indy might win that South. I'm not even joking about that. Houston should be 0-3 right now. And right now, if Indy and Houston play a game right now, I'm thinking Indy wins to win both those games right now.
I couldn't agree more, man. Indy's looking really strong right now. They got a tune-up game this week against the Jags. They're going to probably go 3-1 unless there's an absolute destruction or meltdown by the Colts this week. They'll go to 3-1. Like you said, I'm not a believer in the Texans. This team reminds me of the Falcons basically in the AFC. It's a team with a lot of talent that, can win a lot of regular season games, pull some out in the end here. But when it comes down to crunch time, I just don't believe in them. I just don't think they have enough here to get to the Super Bowl.
That's an excellent analogy. This year's Falcons, absolutely. Because, I told folks on my show many times over the summer, they can go 15-1, and I'm not impressed. Show me what we can do in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with you, and Andrew Luck has just been, I think, out of all these quarterbacks that came out, RG3, I know that there was Russell Wilson, but Andrew Luck really, whether it's just throwing the way that he, runs the field with the audibles, this guy has been nothing but impressive. Would you agree his first 2 years in the NFL?
There wasn't any doubt, though, really. Andrew Luck, we saw him in Stanford and everything. There wasn't any doubt. I already said it before his first start last year. He will be the best quarterback in that conference in 3 years.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get in my number 18. Let's see if we're alike, man. I swear, I didn't talk to you before the show, fans, so me and EJ just looking alike right here. I like it. All right, let's get number 8. Number 8 getting in here. Another team that moved up quite a bit this week. They fell in their first week of the season, had a lot of players missing from their Super Bowl team. The Baltimore Ravens, though, have bounced back. And these last 2 weeks, I moved them up to number 8. I know you said, I'll get your opinion here in just a sec there. I know you guys, I heard that little groan over there. All right, EJ. But the Baltimore Ravens, they showed me a lot, especially with the Ray Rice injury. I think that's a little bit of a concern, but Joe Flacco continues to get it done. And this defense, looks like it is younger, a lot faster. They still have a big home field advantage. Their division is pretty weak this year besides Cincinnati. And I think that this team, I don't know what it is. I just still think they have that fight that is the Baltimore Ravens, and I like them at number 8 here.
I'm not against that. I think Baltimore's definitely in that conversation. We can't overlook the champs, Yeah. And I think we got caught up in the whole thing with them losing Denver the way they did, and then of course the performance of Cleveland when they won the game, they look awful. I have Miami number 8 actually. To be honest with you. I put Miami. To go on the road, I don't care what you are. You win your first 2 games on the road. At Cleveland, at Indy, and Indy's obviously a good team now. And then you beat Atlanta, even though they were short-handed. You beat Atlanta in a very good performance at home. That's a statement there for the Dolphins. I have them number 8, but Baltimore, I have them right there, right at number 11 or 12, right on that picture in there.
Okay, it's funny you bring up Miami because Miami to me is that enigma team for me. I still just can't buy into this Miami Dolphins team. I don't know what it is, whether it's the lack of running game with Lamar Miller just hasn't been as impressive as I thought he would be. I know I love Tannehill down there. I think that he's going to be a good quarterback for years to come for that team. I don't know what it is. Maybe just Mike Wallace is not impressing me. Maybe it's the lack of schedule. I don't know what it is about it. I just can't figure it out.
What I'm sold on is the fact that they have a top 5 defense.
Yes,
and
okay.
When you have a elite defense, you will always have a chance to win ball games in this league.
Yeah, and I think that's a big I wrote in my power rankings this week. I have Miami outside my top 10, but they travel to New Orleans this week in a game that, kind of like the Colts traveling to San Francisco. This is a statement game for Miami. Not to say maybe if they don't win, but to keep this game close, make it interesting, maybe get within a touchdown. They could really make a statement here in this game coming up on Monday night, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. If they've been winning New Orleans, especially where they're playing, especially too, on Monday Night Football, they can take a big leap in my power rankings. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. All right.
Are you still back on Flacco?
You know me on Flacco, man. Like I said, I can't bash the guy anymore. It's I can't put him down anymore. The guy just continues to win, continues to impress. He's lost some of his weapons, and the guy's a maintainer. Kind of with he reminds me of a little bit better Alex Smith in a way. I don't know. The two just kind of remind me of each other.
That's pretty good.
So, all right, let's get into who am I got next up here? Let's see, my number seven team. Let's bring in the man here. Here we go. All right, number 7 team. I got a lot of people that love this pick.
Number 7.
Especially one fan out there, Mr. Awesome, big Chiefs fan. You know, there's not a lot out there, but they are one of the best fan bases in the NFL. Hardest team to play. They moved up 4 spots into my top 10 this week. They're number 11 last week, moved up to number 7. Alex Smith continues to impress me. The guy just is a game manager. I don't care if he's dinking and dunking all day long. If this defense continues to play the way it is, you got Justin Houston, leads the league at sacks, so 7.5 already for this team. You know, you got Dontari Poe in the middle, again, wiping out linemen. You know, I think this team legitimately, you know, maybe can challenge Denver for a division title. I doubt it. There is talks there, but Andy Reid has got me believing in this team. I think he's got the city believing in the Chiefs. Our team to be reckoned with here, you know, in the middle of the season. What'd you say?
I actually like your pick. I actually got slightly higher on my list, but 7 for me, I got the Bengals.
Okay.
And to me, the Bengals on paper have probably the best chance on paper. And if Andy Dalton can actually play, you know, more than just being a game manager, he's better than a game manager, but he's not a superstar. But they have one complete roster in the league.
Well, EJ, EJ, you look at Alex Smith.
Higher. I have Bengals number 7. I said that elite defense. Big win against Green Bay this past Sunday. Taking the win there, they could be easily 3-0 right now. This should be Chicago week 1.
Yeah, you mean, so, you look. Yeah.
I mean, you look at going forward. I mean, the Bengals is about winning playoff games too.
Yeah, and you look at Alex Smith. Good comparison, man. You know, Brad Johnson, Trent Dilfer. These guys were game managers, and they got Super Bowl rings for that reason. They didn't turn the ball over. You know, they got the job done when they needed to, and that's exactly what kind of quarterback Alex Smith is. And with this defense, you know, if Kansas City can get a home field playoff game, I don't know if they can without winning the division, but if they can get a home field playoff game, they can make some noise here, I think. So, and
absolutely.
I think the key is, though, Jamal Charles needs to stay healthy. And somehow, some way, how are you not getting Dwayne Bowe more involved in the offense when you pay this guy, what, $60 million you signed him to in the offseason? How is he not getting more involved? I think they got to get the ball, though, more vertical down the field to really stay competitive.
If there's one concern I have with the Chiefs moving forward, and look, remember, last time on the show, I think Bob Nark and myself, when we're doing the regressions for this year, we both had KC on top of our list. Yeah. So they're doing what we thought they were going to do. But if there's one slight concern with the Chiefs, it's more so the vertical game. You're right. I don't know if they can survive just playing big and dunk all year long.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is, again, can they maintain this? And that's kind of how I feel with the Dolphins. I just feel a little bit more comfortable with Kansas City and Andy Reid than I do over there with the Dolphins. So, all right, let's get in. Number 6 here.
Number 6.
Number 6. Coming up, I had your team that you had number 7, the Cincinnati Bengals. They really impressed me. I know that they beat a putrid Pittsburgh Steelers team, and then they come back in a game that you think the Bengals, a typical laydown game for the Bengals, 1-1. But they absolutely are a legit defense, a team to be reckoned with. They, held the Packers down here. And they got the Browns, they got the Browns coming up in their tune-up game for the Patriots in Week 5. The Bengals, we all watch the Hard Knocks. We've seen what they have on their team. They have one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, just like the Cowboys, if they don't steal the division this year, it's not going to happen.
Right.
I had,
like I said,
go ahead.
I had KC. Like I had KC higher.
Okay.
But the point on the Bengals, though, the difference between being a Super Bowl team and being a good team is Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton could rise his level higher, moving forward, they're a Super Bowl team. In contention, I said. They could contend with the Patriots and with the Broncos in the AFC. That's the difference between where they are now, where they could be going forward. So these next 13 weeks, we're interested to see what Andy Dalton does.
Yeah, I think that, exactly, you just hit on the nail on the head there. Andy Dalton, he's still my big concern with this team, though. I mean, if I had to pick something out that I'm concerned with, it's not the defense, it's not the running game, because I love the combo of the law firm over there and the new rookie.
Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard. I love that combo. But yeah, can Andy Dalton make that big throw when he needs to? And and you saw him against the Pittsburgh Steelers a couple weeks ago. They should have blown out the Steelers. He looked horrible in that game. And it's that type of game. I just think that Andy Dalton's got to get more consistent here, and I think their true colors will show up here in Week 5 if they can get past the Patriots in Week 5 here in 2 weeks. Then you really got to take the Bengals seriously. So,
like I said, he's not bad. He's a good quarterback, but he's what I call a C+ quarterback. He's a good quarterback, gets the job done, but there's a ceiling on that. He needs to get through that ceiling. to make this team better.
Couldn't agree more. Great comparison right there. All right, now we're getting to my top 5 here. Top 5 teams. Power rankings, baby. What are the top dogs? We had a lot of movers and shakers here in the top 5. A lot of teams jumped up in here. My number 5 team, though, coming back. I've been writing about them. You either love or hate this team. This team started off slow, had squeaked by in a couple early weeks. The New England Patriots, though, are 3-0. Again, ahead of the division in the AFC East with the Miami Dolphins. And, this team continues to get healthier. The defense is playing better. I still think they need to get Stephen Ridley going. They have to get some kind of running game going here. But, we saw how frustrated that Brady was in week 2 with his receivers. He comes back week 3, finds a couple of them in the end zone. Not to say that the Buccaneers are a great team, but still, again, they have a good defense. Rob Gronkowski should be back this week, and maybe he's not 100%, but still he is that presence in the passing game. They travel to Hotlanta this weekend, though, with the clash with the Falcons, I think, and it's going to be a great game. I got New England at number 5. What do you think?
I got them at number 5 also, and like I said, and obviously the soft schedule, they haven't looked great, but give Brady some time with those toys. They'll get better as time goes on. We've seen Brady do this many times year after year with new weapons, so they make them better. But when no one's talking about the Patriots is their defense, they've been playing very solid these first 3 weeks, and that's something that we've all been critical of for the last 5-6 years. And their defense is actually, to be honest with you, just on a 3-week sample size, they look like flashes of the old Patriots that won Super Bowls back in the early 2000s. So that's something to look out for going forward. So Packers number 5, definitely they're playing decent football. The win against Tampa Bay, obviously, it's a good defense. The offense started to play a lot better. So we'll see what happens going forward. That Atlanta game will be huge because Atlanta is desperate to win now.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be a great game. Like you said, Atlanta's going to be desperate for a win here. And, everyone doubts and hates the Patriots. Whether you like them or not, you got to give Brady credit because, whatever they throw out there, this guy continues to win games with rookie receivers, guys that can't catch the ball. And he just makes everyone better around him. I mean, whether you love or hate Brady, you got to give the guy respect.
Like I said, you can hate Tom Brady all you want, man, but that man has won the game of life. Okay? 9-figure salary, dime wife. Great football team, rings. Come on now.
Yep. Tom Brady's been singing this all life.
Show me the money.
It's all he's been doing.
You may hate him all. Look, you may hate him all. You may hate him all you want, man. But you won't his life.
Yep. Exactly. You will wake up when you look in the mirror. You could just basically say to yourself, "I'm fucking Tom Brady." And I got Giselle Bunchkin, Super Bowl rings. It's the life, man. The life of Tom Brady. You can't go wrong there. So, all right, number 4 team. This team has moved up quite a bit the last 2 weeks here. My number 4 team in my power rankings.
Number 4.
Got a lot of fans from Chicago that listen to the show. They've been giving me hate the last couple weeks because I have been moving up their team. But Chicago Bears move up 2 spots into my number 4 ranking here. The Bears, they're not a finished product yet. But like the Saints, there's still a little bit of concerns here. They truly haven't been tested this season yet. Yeah, they beat a Bengals team, but they also beat the Steelers and a Vikings team that looks maybe worse than what they really thought. I love Jay Cutler this season behind that line. I think he feels a lot more comfortable. Maybe it's his confidence. I don't know what it is. Jay Cutler seems to have a different attitude. He threw down his shoulder, which is great. The other day I saw him lower his shoulder on that first down run. Showed a lot of guts there. I love the.
I lost you again.
You lost me again? I love the combo of the Forte and Brandon Marshall. I think that's just going to work out great. And this Bears offense is legit. EJ, you there?
Hello.
You there? Lost him again?
Can't hear you. You're trying to talk to me.
All right. Knocker? Who's on the? Which one am I got? All right, I'm going to hang up. Should I hang it up on 2? I'm on 2. Who's with me? Who's with me, Arvin? Killing me. EJ, you with me? Somebody? Anybody? Who's on 3? All right. Well, until we get back to our power rankings, because we have a line. Which line? They're on line 3? Is EJ? Okay. EJ, you back?
I'm back, brother. Sorry. It's on your end, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I don't care. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's fucking Arvin in there. He's got his hands on the table. He's watching porn and jerking off, and he can't get the stuff right inside. So I apologize.
Okay, Jack.
Getting back to these Bears, though, I was just saying how, Jay Cutler just has a different look about him this season. You saw him lower his shoulder on that first down run. He looks a lot more confident behind that offensive line. And, this team, again, like I said, they haven't beat a lot of good teams except for the Bengals. They beat a bad Steelers team and a bad Vikings team. But I like them at number 4 here. The Bears this week Lions in a big divisional showdown with the Lions. I got the Bears at 4. What do you think about that?
I got them higher than that, actually. I got the Saints on 4. I think the Saints are, to me, that defense is playing so well. They haven't given up more than 3 points this year at all. The Bears, the Bears, if they can beat Green Bay, like I said, on forward, that's their true test. If they get through the Green Bay thing, they can, to be honest, they're the dark horse in the NFC, and on paper, they can actually challenge Seattle and San Francisco.
Yeah, no, I think they can as well. It's just again, their offense looks much more improved this year. Jay Cutler, I like their defense. I think the Bears are headed in the right direction. That is for damn sure. So, all right.
A lot of weapons too.
Yep, they have a lot of weapons. Exactly. Another team has a lot of weapons.
Number 3.
My number 3 team, I put them as the most improved team this year. I thought from last season, their defense looks better. Sean Payton has made a world of difference with this team. I think they're a legit Super Bowl contender right now. They have some concerns, again, on the defensive side of the ball. But, again, New Orleans has held opponents to this season to 17 points or fewer in all 3 of their games this season. A Monday night showdown against the Dolphins in New Orleans this Monday night, 3-0 against 2 3-0 teams going up against each other. My Saints, man, I love them this year. I think that Drew Brees, his confidence is higher than it could ever be. And this team, I think, is a legit Super Bowl contender and could beat, the Seahawks or the Broncos.
Yeah, I like the pick. Like I said, you and I have so much in the pocket. We'll flip around a little bit, but like I said, the Saints,
yeah,
they're definitely a team to look out for. And Rob Ryan changed that culture.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more here. I got him at number 3. Now my number 2 teams, I've gotten a lot of slack for this one here, EJ. Broncos, I got at number 1. Seahawks, number 2. Broncos just continue to impress me. I know the Seahawks, have that home field advantage. The Seahawks stumbled a little bit in week 1. And I still have that question. My big question about the Seahawks, can they go win a big road game? And I still want to see it this season before I put them at number 1. Broncos are a machine right now. Peyton Manning is just an absolute cyborg out there picking apart defense. He is. He's like picking apart defense.
Awesome. You got Megatron in Detroit and a cyborg.
You got the cyborg. I'm telling you, that's his new nickname, the cyborg, man. He's just like a Terminator out there, just picking people apart with his receiving core. And once they get Von Miller back in this, maybe the offensive line, they get a little bit, used to Manning play calling, these rookies, they had to fill in. I think this Broncos team is the best team in the NFL right now. The Seahawks aren't far behind, but I still want to see the Seahawks win a road game. And would you agree? 1 and 2 with those?
No, I have Seattle 1 and Denver 2, but
because
the margin's very, very slim. It's a great difference in the margin. I think Seattle has no hole anywhere in that team. The offensive line's top 5 in my opinion league. They got a solid quarterback. They got the best defense in football. They got a great special team. That alone, gives you number 1 ranking. Obviously, the concern of winning on the road is going to be the issue moving forward. That's going to be the only concern with Seattle. I will say this: if Seattle wins home field advantage throughout the NFC in January, nobody's winning there. You can put in bold letters. Nobody's winning there. Period. There'll be the Super Bowl. So if I'm San Francisco and all the other teams in the NFC that wanted to go to the Super Bowl, that had aspirations to the Super Bowl this year, you better make sure Seattle lose some games.
Yeah, no, I agree, because you're not going to go in there. And same thing, I think, with the NFC, I think if the Saints got to travel into Seattle, I don't see the Saints winning that game.
Right, exactly. And for Denver, now with Denver too, the Broncos, we all knew. To me, they're going to be in the Super Bowl in the fall. The AFC, there's no one in the AFC, in my opinion, that can challenge that team. This team has factually equal set of features almost in a sense.
Yeah.
Is there concern about the running game? Well, maybe a little. They played well last week with New York, so whatever. That defense is trash anyway. And then you have, like I said, the offensive line, obviously, a lot of injuries there, but I think they can overcome that moving forward. Denver's issues is against the Super Bowl. It just seems like right now, through 3 weeks, we're already on a track to having Denver, Seattle play the Super Bowl. It just seems that way. It's all set up that way. But as you said, and every year we've seen for the last couple of years, there's always one team that comes in and spoils the party. My Giants done it many times.
Yeah. Are you there still, EJ?
Behind me.
Yeah, and I got to say, with the Seahawks, they're gonna have a big test coming up here the next 2 weeks. Houston travel to Houston and to Indianapolis. It's gonna be 2 big tests here for the Seahawks on the road. So All right, do we have Bud Knocker on the line with us too?
Ooh.
Bud Knocker?
What's up, Guru?
Butt blocker, butt knocker, butt blocker, butt knocker. What's going on, buddy?
Butt blocker. How we doing, fellas? How we doing? Hey, I'm at SeaWorld right now with Wendy. We're about to take in a show, so I just wanted to call, check in.
Okay.
I miss being there, but I'm hearing it. You guys are doing a great job, man. I'm having a great time. I'm staying at PWI, our friend Sonny Marshall.
Oh, nice.
Got a place really on the beach.
No, you sent me pictures. I'm jealous. It looks good over there. So our sponsors take you to San Diego, and they'll leave me here to do all the work. Is that how it works?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. Oh, okay.
You can do all the work. That's how this is work going down. That's right.
That's because you're a superstar, huh, Knocker? All right, Knocker. Knocker, we just got into our.
You win 13 games in pigskin pick'em. You get to take a day off.
Oh, look at you! Look at you!
Trash talking.
I know. Well,
I'm enjoying my time with Wendy. You guys take care of it, right? You hold down the fort, and I'll talk to you guys later, man.
All right, Knocker. Thanks for checking in, buddy.
Take care, bud, Knocker.
All right, man.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Sorry, EJ. He called in really quick. I wanted to bring him on with you, man. He's out there. Look at EJ. What's with that, man? He goes out there to San Diego. Sponsors put him up in a beach hotel, and I'm over here doing a show with you.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Does he know you're supposed to put on protection before you get in the pool?
Home, you know what I mean? You get to all the other stuff.
I know. Exactly. What was that, Arvin?
I was asking, does he know he's supposed to put on the protection before he gets in with Shamu?
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there swimming with Shamu. So, all right, that was our power rankings, guys. If you want to check out the rest of them, you can go to thenewsportsguru.com. We put them out each week, and every week I put a team into the do not rank basket. Also like to call it as the shitters full. The team's not worth ranking. I already have the Jacksonville Jags, the New York Jets, and the Buccaneers. I know the Jets are 2-1, guys, but just don't stop. Don't stop believing. Okay.
So yeah,
exactly.
I'm with you.
Okay, they're bad. So, real quick, EJ, again before I let you go, appreciate you coming on. Again, guys, you want to catch EJ at EJ Christian 7. Also, you can catch him at theopinionnation.com as well. Arvin, I got a tone in there. Can you bring it down? Thank you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're good.
Yeah, it's somewhere on there.
Okay, yeah. I think I lost him, Marvin. Well, hopefully he'll call back here real quick. So, again, guys, our power rankings at thenewsportsguru.com. You want to check out my top 25 right now. A couple teams outside of the top 10 are dropped out. 49ers, Dolphins, and Cowboys are your 11, 12, and 13 teams. The 14, 15 Houston Texans and the Falcons. So, check them out, thenewsportsguru.com. Some other things going on in the NFL. Are going to be, a couple injuries going out there as well, and a couple guys getting busted. And again, I went on a little rant before the show started about these guys needing to take taxis. Just hire a limo driver. You guys are millionaires. These guys go out and just get busted, and it's just stupidity. There's no other word for it than just stupidity from a lot of these players. And, first of all, get into Aldon Smith here, 49ers. Offensive lineman, Pro Bowler, arrested for DUI marijuana charges after a single-car accident. He has been not let go of the team, but he's basically taken a leave of absence. Going to be admitted himself. Now, he actually did this himself. The team is not making him. He has admitted himself to a treatment facility. You can check out the pictures of him, mugshots right now, as we do show a lot of videos and stuff on the show. Well, so you guys should watch live. If you're listening, go back and watch a show on demand, thenewsportsguru.com. But yeah, Aldon Smith, big part of this team last year's Super Bowl run. Don't know if he'll be back this season, but I'm glad the guy's getting help. But another reason, guys, just, take a taxi. I just don't get it. And Adam Pac-Man Jones for the Bengals. What are you doing? Arrested again, disorderly conduct during a traffic stop with, arguing with police officers. This guy has been in and out of jail, trouble with the law, whether it's been strip clubs, hitting women, out at nightclubs. These guys just can't seem to keep it together, and I just don't know what it's going to take, whether it's going to take getting kicked out of the league, that you never want, or even something worse, killing a family or something with these guys. And you got the Baltimore Ravens in the news as well. Stripper hits Ravens Jacoby Jones with a champagne bottle on a party bus. It's like, come on, fellas. Like, what are you guys doing? You got pictures up here. These women aren't even hot. That's the problem I think I have with this whole thing. These women aren't even hot. Just don't get it. Just in this club. Look at these, like, what do you call this, Arvin? Her name's Sweet Pea. The girl's name is Sweet Pea.
That looks like one hell of a Wednesday night to me right there. Not something I want to mention ever again.
I'm going to hold you a whole lot of micheladas to hit that. I'm telling you right now. Give me a whole that mucho michelada. What? I mean, just Ravens. Jacoby Jones. What are you guys doing? Wake up. All right? You guys play one of the greatest games for a career. Stop rolling it all away with these non-attractive women. Just don't get it at all.
Hey, that's an opinion, not a fact.
Okay. It is an opinion. You're right. It's a very factual that I'm giving you right now. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, guys. We went a little long, so when we get back, we're going to talk a little NCAA top 25, some upcoming big games. We had a bad week last week as a lot of good teams played a lot of really, really bad teams, and a lot of teams get scored up in the 70s. Just wasn't a good weekend for college football if you were watching a lot. But this weekend we have a lot of great games, so we'll overlook those. Getting the MLB playoffs are set. We'll have Nick Hamilton on the flip side talking a little MLB baseball, what we should expect in the playoffs, who we like, who we don't. And we'll also get into some Wild World of Sports videos and close it off with SportsTradeX.com. So we'll be back right here on the SportsCast.
You watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Your attention. When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one, tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bring knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Building a custom home or business is a huge deal. For some, it's the largest project they'll take on in a lifetime. Choosing your team may be the most important part of ensuring a successful building project. Starting a project by working closely with Core Design will create what's just right for your lifestyle and your property. But selecting the right builder is perhaps the most important part of creating the team. At Core Design's customer service, quality craftsmanship, and integrity are the keys to our company philosophy. Your custom construction dreams are just a phone call away. Core Design at 213-453-1609. Once again, that number is 213-453-1609.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch.
Make your team look like pros with custom lineup cards. Whether you're a travel team, rec team, all-star team, or just some old guys playing slow pitch, we can make your team look a little better with some custom lineup cards. For the umpire, for the opponent, for the scorekeeper, for the dugout, no matter where your lineup card goes, you will look like a big league team with your team logo and name on top of your personalized lineup card. Just visit CustomLineupCards.com. With the best prices in town, you are sure to hit a home run with us. Visit CustomLineupCards.com and go pro.
Welcome back to the SportsCast, everybody. Wednesdays, 12 to 1:30, right here, rantradionetwork.com. Again, guys, watch us live every Wednesday here. Catch all the goodness. You guys can get all of our shows on demand, thenewsportsguru.com. Become a VIP, guys. Me and Knocker have been killing it so far this year on our football picks. I believe we're up about just over $2,000 since the start of the football season. It's only $14.99, guys, a month. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, crowd. Me and Knocker have been absolutely killing it this season. Again, $14.99 at thenewsportsguru.com. If you guys sign up today, you will be saying this every weekend.
Show me the money.
Yes.
That's it, brother, but you got to yell that stuff.
Right.
Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money.
I'm telling you, you're going to be saying that every single.
That's terribly sexy.
I know. It is terribly sexy. You know what else is terribly sexy? When you wake up in the morning, you'll be saying this as well, right here. When you're waking up, you had a couple beers.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
That's what you'll be saying if you become a VIP, thenewsportsguru.com.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
Where do you think I was going? Like way off the line there with
I thought you were going to say something like, wow, that is impressive morning wood.
If I had a drop like that, I would play that. I would. All right, guys, again, thenewsportsguru.com, become VIP, $14.99 a month. Also get Fantasy Trade 4-on-1's official fantasy count, and the Guru Girls, the beautiful Guru Girls as well. Exclusive access, thenewsportsguru.com. All right, going to be talking some MLB playoffs here coming in, as well as NCAA top 25 matchups. Going to go to Twitter, though, real quick. Comes in on Twitter. It says, I picked the Chiefs to beat the Giants this week. If the Giants can't beat the Panthers, then how the hell are they going to beat them? I couldn't agree more. I mean, the Chiefs, you look at them at home this week. The Giants traveling. You know, but you look at this game, the Giants, as watch, they're going to end up winning this game. It's because the Giants are that kind of enigma team that they're going to go over there and pull this road victory off. I don't see it happening, but I couldn't agree more with the pick. I think the Chiefs do beat them. It's going to be close, but I love the Chiefs at home as well. Again, coming in, full release, Josh, full release. Say it again, Josh. Chiefs are number 7. Yes, the Chiefs are number 7. Let's see if they can stay there in the power rankings. So, all right, guys, let's bring in Nick Hamilton, L.A. We're going to bring him in, talk some MLB. Nick, how's it going, buddy? Nick, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm right.
What's going on, buddy? Nick Hamilton, L.A. on Twitter, covers a lot of L.A. sports here in the area, USC, UCLA, Sparks. Also, we got a Dodgers, big with the Dodgers as well. That's why I wanted to bring him on the show, talk some MLB playoffs. So glad to have you on the show again, Nick.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem, buddy. MLB playoffs, a lot is already set. There we go, Arvin, already on cue with it, baby. You're already hitting it up. There we go. MLB playoffs, season ends this week. A lot going down. A lot of the playoffs are already set. It's just jostling for position now. Let's get into it. The Dodgers, very impressive. Clinched the division this past week in Arizona. Went a little pool diving in the Diamondbacks pool. They didn't feel too kindly about it. And now there are reports, Nick. Go ahead and crank it down there for me, Arvin. There are reports that the Dodgers maybe took a little bit of a leak of their own inside of the pool. Did you hear about that news?
No, but that's absolutely hilarious. Why not?
Why not, right? Why not? Exactly.
Come on, how many of us have gone on vacation and peed in a pool somewhere?
What was that, grown-ups when they went to the amusement park and they did the same thing? I mean, why not? You got to do it at least once in your life.
Exactly. That's what scares me about Vegas pools, too. It's like, all those guys are so lazy as shit at those Vegas pools that they're just peeing with their beers inside. They don't even crap.
Now, I don't know if I'm okay with that, but I'll accept it. But I know people.
I don't even want to think about that because I'll be heading there in about 2 weeks. So I don't even want to think about that.
No, but the problem is I know people that go in there and take a dookie.
Oh, really?
That's a deal breaker.
Oh, wow. They go into the Caddyshack mode with the floater out there to clear the pool out. So, all right, though. We're getting this baseball season here, Nick. The Dodgers, again, clinched the NL West. And just what a turnaround season they had. I mean, starting off, Don Mattingly on the hot seat saying they're going to fire this guy. They bring in Yasiel Puig, turns this whole, Dodgers organization around now. They got 91 wins. They're sitting atop the NL West, but it looks as right now Atlanta in the East. We got St. Louis in the Central, and we got Dodgers in the West with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati taking up the wild card teams. Let's start with the Dodgers here. What do you think about the Dodgers' chances coming into the playoffs? What do you think their biggest concern is, and what do you see happening here in the first round?
Well, I definitely think the Dodgers' chances are very well. I picked them to go at least to the NLCS.
Okay.
Anything beyond that, because I kind of factored in the fact that they would probably be facing the Atlanta Braves in a 7-game series, which is going to be pretty tough for them.
Right.
The Braves on a roll. Yes, they played lower down to their competition, but the Braves do rise to the occasion when it's necessary for them to play at a high level. So playing the Dodgers is definitely going to be a high level. It's going to be a great series, but to digress from there, I think the Dodgers will definitely win the first round. I mean, you got a great pitcher. You look at Clayton Kershaw, who's been on a roll. He pitched phenomenally last outing. It was 4-0 against the Padres. Didn't allow any runs. He was spectacular. You look at Zach Greinke, who's been phenomenal and really, really quiet throughout this season, overshadowed, of course, by Kershaw being the ace. But when you look at his numbers as well, I mean, he's also lowered his ERA, has gotten even sharper as the season progressed. So you have a 1-2 combo in that, and then Ryu last night in San Francisco was just remarkable. He's back on track after losing two outings. So the pitching is definitely formidable. I don't see another team, whether it be St. Louis or Pittsburgh or even the Cincinnati Reds for that matter, being successful against the Dodgers if the Dodgers go in and handle their business and play their game. The bats have got to be hot, they've got to swing, and they've got to make smart decisions. And speaking of smart decisions, Yasiel Puig, who's my guy, I mean, he's been a huge shot in the arm for the Dodgers ever since he arrived on the scene. But he's got to make a little more tactful plays, especially when he runs the bases. Stealing bases he's great at, but he has to learn when to steal and when not to. And I think, he's still a young player. This is really his first season in the majors. So it's going to take him some time to adjust, but I wouldn't be too concerned with that. It seems like the clubhouse has really rallied behind him and informed him on what his duties are and what his responsibilities are. He's starting to come around. So I don't have a problem with the Dodgers and what they're doing.
Yeah, I think that's a big, not a big concern, but I think that does have to be, you got to sit this kid down and let him know, hey, man, this is the playoffs. Every out counts here. We need to have your head on straight here. You need to make the right throws, the right base, the right base running here because, you could cost us a run here. I think they do have to have that talk with him, but I don't think it's going to be, a concern. I don't think we're going to see anything major, in the playoffs when it comes to Yasiel Puig. Again, you mentioned the starters here, right? You kind of turning around here. Now, you look at a 5-game series here in the first round with the Dodgers. Do you throw Clayton Kershaw, Greinke, and then Ryu? Do you go with two lefties, or do you go, Clayton Kershaw, Greinke, and Nolasco? And Nolasco's been, really good at home this year. What do you think they should start with their pitching?
Well, again, as you alluded to just a few seconds ago, it depends on where they're playing. If they start on the road, then I would start Greinke, Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu.
Right.
If they start at home, then I'm going to have to definitely go with Kershaw, Greinke, and Nolasco. Nolasco's been great at home. I think he's pretty much settled in. He's found his home. I mean, he's returned home. He's a Southern California native, so I think he feels a lot more comfortable in a pitcher's park like Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
And you have Rio. If in case you do go, to a fourth game, you always have Ryu as a backup. So that's not a bad way to start.
Yeah,
as you advance to the next round as well.
Yeah, you'd rather have that headache than trying not to have enough starters or someone you didn't really feel comfortable with throwing. I think that's going to be what's going to help the Dodgers move forward here in the playoffs. Again, we're talking with Nick Hamilton, LA, on Twitter, big LA sports coverage guy with sports media. Covers a lot of stuff in the LA area involving with the Sparks. Again, Dodgers, USC, UCLA guys knows his stuff. So we're going over MLB playoffs here. Again, talking about the wild card team here with the new setup, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. And, and this race isn't, technically over for the NL Central, but I do think that St. Louis holds on here because they do have that 1.5 game lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cincinnati is in the lower wild card seat here. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Now, a must-win game. These two teams will more likely play the one-game playoff here. Who do you like in this series? And if you were pitching, who would you pitch if you were Pittsburgh and Cincinnati?
Well, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'd definitely go with A.J. Burnett.
Okay.
Burnett has done very well. If I'm Cincinnati,
you go Leak. I mean,
tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one
because you have some pretty good pitchers. I mean, you look at Bronson Arroyo. I mean, you look at
Homer. Homer Bailey. You got Leak.
Bailey,
You got Leak.
You have so many. You have more options. I believe with Cincinnati, and Dusty Baker will definitely make that adjustment. But I look at also not just the pitching, but the hitting. I mean, you look at Cincinnati with Joey Votto. He's been completely out of his mind. And Jay Bruce. You also have Brandon Phillips, who's been phenomenal this year. So Cincinnati is a very well-balanced team.
Now we've seen it. Nick, we've seen with Cincinnati. You said about Votto here. I think it was last night, the night before, that he actually got walked 5 times in a game, tied a record, I believe. Now, if you're Pittsburgh, do you pitch to Votto at all in this one-game series? I mean, is he worth pitching, even giving him that bat to?
I think you pitch to him once to see where he is.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be strategical. You have to see where he is. I mean, because he's going to expect, especially after walking 5 times, he's going to expect that type of strategy down the stretch. But also at the same time, you can't be scared. This is no time to be a punk. You got to come at him headstrong. You got to come at him and pretty much punch Cincinnati in the mouth. And if you can't sit up there and sustain and stand your ground, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
There's no time for fear. You got to go hard or go home. And I think Pittsburgh has something to prove. I mean, they've eradicated a 21-year drought as far as not being in the playoffs. So I think they have a lot to prove, and I think that they're going to rise to the occasion. But they're up against a tough test. Like I said, Cincinnati is very well balanced. They're very well managed with Dusty Baker. And like the players that I've mentioned, along with Chapman. I mean, Chapman is this guy's throwing 101, 102 mile an hour heat in relief. So he's a beast. And like I said, this is the same team that swept the Dodgers not too long ago.
Yep, I agree.
If any team concerns me in the Central, that would have to be the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, they do got that offense, and they have that bullpen. That's the strength of that bullpen. You bring in, again, Bailey and that. I rolled his Chapman. I mean, in the bottom of the ninth, man, that's a hard pitcher to face there. All right, now let's switch it over to the AL here. 2 teams. The race is still a little bit open. Texas still has an open chance. They're a game out of the wild card spot. Cleveland sneaking in here. Sneaky Indians sneaking in. Tampa Bay, the team that kind of went on a little bit of a losing streak, but has turned it around, 7-3 in their last 10 here. Cleveland and Tampa Bay are the 2 wild card teams. They're going to be set as the 2 wild card teams unless Texas can pull it off here and sneak in. Boston, Detroit, and Oakland at the top here of the AL in the divisions here. Let's start with Tampa Bay and Cleveland. This Cleveland team, they can score runs, but I think their pitching in the playoffs is going to be a real concern here.
Well, their pitching has been suspect all season. I mean, it's never been consistent. I mean, they had a great manager in Terry Francona.
Love
I give
him
a lot of credit.
Yes.
For turning that franchise and that mentality of that franchise and in that locker room around in just 1 year of being a manager. So, I mean, he has the experience. So it's not as though he's inexperienced in these type of situations. But I'm going to have to go with the experience on the field, and that's with the Tampa Bay Rays. Yes, they've turned it around. Joe Madden is a phenomenal manager. He's been there. He's been battle tested. He's proven, and he's gotten so close to winning that World Series championship. I think that you never know. They can go on a hot run again. It's all about when your bats are hot and when your arms are right. And if they have the right arms at the right time behind David Price and company, they could be a formidable opponent. You have to look at the hitting has to be clutch as well. And if they can get a nice little hot streak down the stretch and into the playoffs to shift that momentum, I mean, Tampa Bay is going to be a very scary team to
compete against in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny you bring that up here because with momentum, we don't want to get to that aspect with teams getting hot at the right time, and almost in the four major sports out there, basketball is basically the only sport where a 6, 7, or 8 team can get hot maybe in the first round, but they're never going to sustain it through a whole NBA playoff series all the way up to the championship. It's different in baseball, in hockey, and in football because we've seen these wild card teams get hot like the Giants, like the Green Bay Packers the year they won. You see in hockey
like the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep, like the Ravens. You've seen it right here in hockey with the Kings getting hot at the right time as a number 8 team. And in baseball, it can happen. Like you said, with the Rays, this team gets on the roll. Love their manager, Joe Madden. They do still have the pitching there. And I really do think with baseball, you get on the roll at the right time. Anything can happen in the baseball playoffs. That's why I love watching MLB playoffs. Regular season's hard to sit through 162 games, but there's nothing like MLB playoff baseball at the time. It is fantastic to watch. The drama, there we go. I just can't wait for it to start. So we'll see how kind of the wild card teams shuffle out here, but it's going to be a good baseball playoff series. So let's switch it over here real quick to NCAA football here, Nick. I want to talk about some matchups. Last week, I'm sure you saw the schedule. It was just bad last week.
Yeah, it was an interesting schedule. I mean, really now we get a chance to really see teams play. I mean, beyond Alabama, Texas A&M, which was to me the game of the year. I don't see anything topping that.
Yeah.
But there are a few games that can come close down the stretch.
Okay.
But when you now is the time that we're going to really see some good college football.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go over. We got a couple top 25 teams playing each other, so we're going to cycle through about 5 or 6 of the games here, Nick. Just give me a little bit of your preview and your winner here, okay? All right, let's throw a little video on in the back here, Arvin. Here we go. All right, top 25 coming in here. College football. What are we looking at in the slate this weekend? Some big games. Looking at top 25 teams. First one up on the slate, going to be, I think, maybe the 1 or 2 game of the weekend. Number 6, LSU, traveling down into Atlanta, going into Georgia. Number 9, Georgia, the Bulldogs, against LSU. At number 6 here, Georgia has been up and down this season a little bit. Don't know what you're going to get. I love LSU coming into this game. I think that's going to be close, but I love the LSU defense. I think LSU comes out at top in this one. I think it's about 27-24, somewhere around there, 27-21. I like LSU over Georgia this weekend. What are your thoughts, Nick?
Well, I like LSU's defense. Les Miles has them ready. As you said before as well, I agree with you. Georgia has been kind of up and down. They haven't been consistent, especially on the defensive end. And that's going to be their Achilles heel, especially against a great LSU team like this. Les Miles has, and their offense, let's not forget LSU's offense is doing pretty well also. So their anchor is their defense, and that's what they're going to rely upon, and that's what's going to carry them through. So I agree with you. I think LSU goes in and takes it.
Okay. All right. We're both on the same page there. All right. Next up here, another afternoon game. Number 14, Oklahoma. Haven't seen much of Oklahoma this year, but again, always a tough team. Rolls into Notre Dame. Number 22, Notre Dame against number 14, Oklahoma this weekend. Notre Dame has not been impressive this season at all. I'm not a big fan of Tommy Rees, their quarterback. I think their offense can become null and void, to say the least, at times. Very slow, sluggish. I think Oklahoma comes in to South Bend and steals a game from the Fighting Irish in this one. I like Oklahoma again in a close game, but I think Oklahoma can put up some more points in this one.
Well, I think Oklahoma can beat them by at least a touchdown. I mean, if not, maybe more, maybe 10 points. So, I mean, it just depends on the way Oklahoma, how they want to carve them up. You can't underestimate Bob Stoops. I mean, Brian Kelly has been inconsistent as far as with his team this year. Let me say his team, not him.
Right.
But his team has been very, very inconsistent. And they've struggled with a lot of teams. Even with the wins that they've acquired, they've still struggled. And that's not a good sign, especially this early in the season. And it's only going to get a lot more brutal, especially when you go down the stretch. But Oklahoma, like I said, Oklahoma is ready. They look pretty well. And it's hard for me to go against Bob Stoops.
Yeah, I agree. I agree here. Next up on the slate, going to be getting into the evening time now. Number 21, Ole Miss. Impressive, quite so far this season. Traveling in to number 1, Alabama. Alabama, again, at number 1 in the rankings. Pulled off a great game against Texas A&M a couple weeks ago. Had a bit of a kickback game last week. Won by about 30 or so. Didn't cover the spread, but still played another lower-class team. But Ole Miss comes in here. Maybe could give Alabama some trouble. Ole Miss can run the ball, but I think Alabama can hold its own here at home. I think Ole Miss gives them a game in the first half, maybe keeps it close, but I think Alabama opens us up in the second half and wins this one comfortably. What would you say?
Well, I'm going to save us both some time. Alabama destroys them.
There we go. All right. I like that, Nick. Sweet and short and sweet. I like that. All right, here. A game that could be interesting, not necessarily 2 top 25 teams, but Arizona traveling to number 16 Washington. Washington's been really impressive this year. Arizona travels outside. I know they've got that high-paced offense over there with Rodriguez. Do you think Arizona gives Washington any fits this weekend, or you think Washington kind of rolls them up at home here?
I think it's going to be a good game. I think Arizona, Rich Rodriguez, will definitely be building that program. He's done a good job putting his program together piece by piece. Now, that's going to be a pretty close game, I think.
Yeah.
I think Washington can pull it out, but you never underestimate Rich Rodriguez and what he's going to bring to the table, and what it's going to be in his game book. So I think it's going to be one to watch for those who are going to be in attendance. I think it's going to be well worth your price of admission.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's going to be maybe Washington by a slim margin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think, but Washington pulled it out here. It's going to be a good game, though, if you're looking for some Pac-12 action. Now, last on the list here, a late-night game, 8 p.m., number 23, Wisconsin at Ohio State, a night game at the Ohio State Buckeyes in Columbus. Wisconsin, again, had that weird call with the referees a couple weeks ago against Arizona State. Still always a tough team to play. Ohio State killed the team last week. I'm not sure. They played some hodunk team from somewhere out there. Beat them by 70, though. Braxton Miller in the Heisman Trophy race. Ohio State at home against Wisconsin in a showdown here. How do you think the Buckeyes fare in this one?
It'll start slow in the first quarter. After that, you can pretty much count your money on Ohio State.
Okay. Yeah.
There's nothing else to be said.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think that Wisconsin maybe keeps it close in the beginning. Again, Ohio State pulls out, especially at home. So a couple of games for you guys to look at this weekend in college football. Again, Texas A&M at Arkansas. Johnny Football is back in action. And what else looks good on the slate here? Anything good? Not really. That's going to be like Clemson.
I think we pretty much covered it.
Yeah, Clemson's at home in the Wake Forest game. It's going to be a blowout. So maybe it's South Carolina at UCF could be interesting. South Carolina might be in trouble there going down to Central Florida. That offense has been struggling this year for South Carolina. That could be an interesting game as well. So, all right, guys. Nick, I want to thank you for joining me once again. You've helped my show out. I'm by myself, and the Knocker's not here, so I appreciate you coming in today talking some MLB and some NCAA with me, buddy.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I look forward to doing this again.
All right, man. Nick Hamilton, LA on Twitter, man. Check him out. All right, guys. When we get back, it is Wild World of Sports time. SportsTradeX.com will be in the house with us. We'll go over his daily fantasy games. We got a couple of our Wild section that you do not want to miss. And that and more when we come back in the last half hour here on the SportsCast.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Nurses Life Express provides unique apparel for all the hardworking nurses that wear many hats. It is apparel that expresses nurses' amazing, humorous, and caring personalities. After all, nurses are as influential as their united goal to help others. Nursing's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. For more information, please call 562-270-4312 or visit their website at www.nurselife.com. www.nurselyfe.com. Nurseslife.com, where nurses' lives are expressed.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution. Your donations are tax deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
That's right, everybody. You hear that? Hockey is back. Hockey is back. NHL, baby, preseason hockey going on right now. All you hockey fans out there, pumped. Kings back in action. Ducks back in action last night. Kings win 2-1. Preseason hockey. Anze Kopitar with the big goal. Hockey is back, though. So glad, all the hockey fans. You know how we love it over here on the SportsCast. I'm just glad it's back. Hockey, one of the best events you will ever take your son or daughter or date to. Just go alone. Playoff games. The best you'll ever see. Hockey is back. We're going to talk a little bit, just real quick, getting into the season. Last night, actually a couple nights ago, we had Maple Leafs and Bruins. Two teams that have had a bad history with each other as far as fights, playoff history, teams taking out one another in the playoffs, knocking each other, fights, goalie fights. And you know hockey's back. When you in the preseason, you get a full-on line fight. 5 guys on 5 guys, including the goalie, all out at once. You can check out the videos right now and pictures up at rantradionetwork.com. And I'm going to play a little bit of the audio from the call because this went on for about 5 minutes. We had slashing at the skates. Guys, one guy going down, hitting his head on the ice, had to be carried off the ice. It got pretty intense.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that referee in the fight?
I'm telling you, man, it was rowdy. And I've reffed hockey for 10 years. I reffed ice hockey for 10 years. I've reffed a lot of, let's just say, adult leagues where guys think they can play hockey because they went outside and had a couple kegs outside, drank a couple beers, put on skates, and thought they were freaking Mario Lemieux or something. No. Okay? But check this out. It's coming from Bruins, Maple Leafs. Give me a little volume here. Okay, so 2 guys got in a fight. Maple Leaf Sabres. Sabres guy goes down to the ground, hits his head pretty hard. Penalties are served. Okay, so things start to calm down a little bit. All right, now, at the initial drop of the puck on the next one, you know something's going to go down. You just know it between these two teams. I mean, it's hockey. So initial fight breaks off. Slash. And it's on. Oh, Kessler with 2 hands here. Show up the Jedi stick here. With 2 hands, Kessler going 2-hand slash. Look at that.
I'm sorry, did he say there's fights all over the
all
ice?
over the ice. It's just mayhem. It's preseason hockey. There it is, the lightsaber. Look at Kessler using his stick as a lightsaber. You guys want to watch the full video? That's just a little bit of it. Here's the goalie fight. So they break it up once, and then the 2 goalies come out to the middle of the ice, and the goalies go ahead.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, I know when you, is it called high sticking? When you take your stick and you try to hit somebody in the face, that's illegal.
Yes.
But if you're trying to chop them at the knee,
it's all legal. It's all legal. It's legal, baby. It's preseason hockey. And you got Bernier, ex-King goalie, going out. Ryan Miller. These 2 guys fought for a good 2 minutes. But just watching this, having hockey back, this is what makes hockey, you know, and I'm not all for fighting, you know, beating people up, but it's part of hockey. It's one of the best parts of hockey.
I got to say, it's one of the best sports on the planet.
It is, and by far. And it doesn't get enough credit. It's not I guess you would know because it's not advertised right. It's not promoted right. They don't do a good job promoting the sport with how great it is.
Now, I know the first time I went to a hockey game, I actually won tickets. I'm like, no big deal. I'm just going to sit there. But the first time I ever went, I got hooked.
Yeah.
It's probably the best thing to see.
Yeah, and I've got that from a bunch of our fans who went to. We told everyone, if you're going to go see one game, go see a playoff hockey game. It's insane. It's intense. It's awesome. It's right up there with watching, soccer in Europe. I mean, it's crazy. And so, again, hockey's back. You guys can check out the fight, theNewSportsGrid.com. It's in the NHL section there. Also coming from the NHL, we had our pick of the week now. You know NHL is back when you're getting goalie fights, full ice fights with 5-on-5. And then you get Sam Gagner, I guess you could say it, Gagner, from the Edmonton Oilers, broke his jaw as a result of a horrible, taking a high stick to the mouth. You can check out the picture here. Now that is a hockey player. That is one ugly human being after you have your mouth bashed in.
But you know what the funny thing is? Hockey players are tough. This is probably a picture 24 hours after it happened.
I know. Like he's the smile. He's probably drugged up. He's probably like, hey, you guys! That's how he looks like. That's what he looks like right now.
Does.
He looks like sloth. Again, guys, you can check out the picture at thenewsportsgrid.com. You can watch the video there under the NHL section. So, all right, we're going to break into it. We're supposed to have X.com. Don't know what happened to them. I want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors real quick. Fireman's Brew. Check them out. Fireman'sbrew.com, official beer sponsor of the Sportscast. They always have been. They helped out with one of Peppy Pants' charities. I want to give them a big shout out. Thank you for helping out our fans and listeners. That's just, you guys are showing their support and they're helping you guys out as well. So Fireman'sbrew.com, official beer sponsor of the Sportscast. I want to thank Juicy Whip as well, juicywhip.com, for your Discuss horchata, jamaica, pina colada, pineapple. They're in all your El Pollo Locos. You can get their horchata cartons inside your Vons, Ralph's, and Target sections, right by the milk section. So check them out, juicywhip.com, also on Twitter and on Facebook.
Now, I just have a question.
Yes.
Bud Knocker's not here today.
Yeah.
And I don't see 20 bottles of beer on the table. Is there a connection?
There's a connection. See, I don't come with beer. You see who the alcoholic is, right? At the group?
You know what? That is true. When the first couple times you guys came through, I always saw him carrying this little roll bag.
It's always him. He's got vodka in his suitcase.
Yeah. You see, I thought it was business and paperwork. But when he opened it up, it's like a whole portable bar on wheels.
That is so true. That is such a true statement. It's like a portable bar on wheels. That's how Knocker rolls. Knocker just lives this fancy life where he can just roll around with alcohol wherever he wants. Oh, he's got his on-the-go mini bar, right?
That is pretty awesome.
I like that.
I guess when he gets on the plane and they ask him, no, I'm good.
Exactly. So, all right, guys. Also,
he's like, can I sell you something?
Yeah. He just opens up like it's a straitjacket, he's just selling little bottles of liquor to passengers. So, all right, guys, tonight we have a big show tonight. We have the one and only Josh Wolf from Chelsea Lately. Josh Wolf will be in studio tonight going over our Celebrity Pigskin Pick'em on our NFL Game Day show tonight, 4:30 to 6 on ToadHopNetwork.com. You guys can watch that show live as well. Call in and chime in. We go over all our winners for every Week 4 matchup. We'll pick our winners, go over each game. We have Fantasy Trade 411 giving your boomer bus for your fantasy players for each matchup. It's a great show. We have a lot of fun on that show. Josh Wolf from Chelsea Lately will be in-house tonight, so check that out tonight, 4:30 to 6 on Toad Hop Network. So, all right, let's get into our Wild World of Sports to finish off the show here. We have some great videos from around the world of sports.
Right. In your own time, go ahead. Oh, I said.
Sports, guys. As you know, we bring you this topic. We're one of the only shows that does this. We love to bring you the videos from around the globe. You can check them out, thenewsportsgrid.com. We have our trending videos section and also our Wild World of Sports. We have a lot of, trending YouTube videos, those videos that, they show on ridiculousness and all those shows. We put them all together in one spot for you guys. So check them out, thenewsportsgrid.com. Our first one comes from some wrestling match between two women, which I don't understand, first of all, why women are arm wrestling. Now, the first woman here you're going to see, if you're watching, you can also listen. We have the video going to be playing for you guys right here. Now, this first lady, one of the ladies that breaks her arm in this video, already has a broken arm. Arvin, she already has a cast on one of her arms.
Does that make her a dual-sided arm wrestler?
I don't know. She's a switch hitter almost for arm wrestling, right? She can go both ways.
Usually when those phrases are put together, I'm usually trying to talk about something else.
Chavies knows that one all too well. Exactly. So you can check this video out here. It's going to be between two arm wrestlers. One's a woman, or both are women, I should say. I don't know how womanly they are because they're arm wrestlers. But the one with the broken arm goes and actually snaps her arm midway through this wrestling match. You can actually hear it. Arvin might puke, so you might hear him puke in the background as we play this for you. Go ahead, Arvin, hit it for me.
Right. In your own time, go ahead. Oh, I said. Right. Oh, she's on.
Seriously, I hope you weren't eating lunch because the show's going on right at noontime, lunchtime right now. That just hurt.
I can't finish my chicken. I can't finish my chicken.
Next time you eat a chicken bone, it's going to look a lot different after that. That's just, my God. Snapping right in half. Now she's going to have 2 broken arms. I feel bad for going to the bathroom. What's she going to do?
I was going to ask, how does she wipe her ass?
I know. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't know why.
I hope she's married, and I hope he really loves her.
Seriously, that husband better love his wife because you're going to be wiping a lot of sponge baths going on in that household. Telling you that. So if you guys want to check out the video, the full video, thenewsportsguru.com under the trending video section. Now, our last one here. Drunk people do a lot of stupid things. I mean, you've seen me and Knocker do quite a few. I'm sure Arvin's got a few stories of his own there. But you've seen these usually done in the movie theater where, okay, hey, we're drunk, or, maybe the gangsters do it to show how tough they are. They put a guy on the ground, put a golf tee in his mouth, put a golf ball on there, and they try and smack the golf ball, out of his mouth off the tee. Usually it happens. Nothing really bad comes of it, but when 2 drunk bros from down south who are drinking, they have beer bottles in their hands in their backyard, decide to do this, it doesn't turn out quite as they planned. Go ahead and roll it for me, Arvin.
God damn it.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude. Nice.
Oh my God. All right. What the hell? Were you blocking it with your tongue or something?
What I don't get, the guy's laugh is the most memorable thing. He's like, I just got my tongue pierced. Like, come on. Like, is this what you guys do in the South? Do you not have Hollywood?
I'm sorry, but I think it's a white thing.
Armin, I wasn't going to go there, but you would never see a black man ever do this, ever in their life. You're never going to see it. Only great white people do this. I mean, it really. No one that's black will ever. That's why I love black people. I know. I love black people for this reason. Because you know what? They're not going to see. White people are stupid sometimes. I know, joke. That's a great comment, Arvin. End the show on that. Black people would not. You're never going to see an Asian or black guy be like, hey, come out there and put it. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Only white people, man. All right, guys. Thanks for another great show. You guys helped me out a lot today. Thanks to my callers, EJ Christian and Nick Hamilton. Love doing the show. Bud Knocker will be back next week. I appreciate all the tweets and the fanfare. You got everyone who's listening. Remember, spread the word. Let everyone know about the show. Go to iTunes and download the show as well, our NFL Game Day show. This show should be up on iTunes, hopefully, in the next few weeks. We're working out the kinks there, but you guys can get all the shows on demand, this show as well. Download it at thenewsportsguru.com. We have the media player there for you. Again, tonight, Josh Wolf will be in studio going over all our Week 4 NFL picks with Johnny Icebox and Fantasy Trade 4-1, so check that out. Want to thank Arvin over there in the box. You did fantastic today, Arvin. Give you big props. Thanks for helping me out, chiming in.
Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs. That's all Arvin says. Say no to drugs. That's his sign-off cue right there.
Until 1:30 p.m.
Until 1:30 right now. That's right. Who's got the marijuana? Let's do it. All right, guys. We'll be back next week. RantRadioNetwork.com. Make sure you guys check out our show and all the shows on their network. They got a great lineup. Want to thank everybody, all you fans as well. Become a VIP. We'll be back next week, guys. Everyone be good humans.
Wait.
Yeah.
Time for a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
We got to look for that cooler.
Oh, yeah. We'll look for the cooler.
We
got to find Knocker's cooler, which got to be around here somewhere. All right, guys. We'll be back next week. Love you all.